Good afternoon, everyone. Linal Harris, your life coach, here today for some motivation. And today I want to talk about the advantages of having a morning routine. Now, check this out. Mondays. You've heard that, right? I'm sure you have. And another one that I know you've heard is, did you get up on the wrong side of bed? I think we've heard that one. Or another one I've heard from some people is, I'm just having one of those days. I'm just having one of those days. Well, I say that's what happens when you don't start your day with intention. Because when you don't start with intention, your morning gets interrupted by all types of things. You get detoured, all these default things come in, and you don't have the opportunity to really establish yourself in one of the most important parts of the days, your morning, your beginning. So as I promised on the radio show Saturday, today I'm going to share my morning routine. And by the way, if you haven't checked out the radio show, please check it out. It's I'm doing a series on the 4 pillars of life. And the first pillar is health and well-being. So this goes hand in hand with that, okay? But here's my morning routine. So if you don't have your own routine, you can steal this one. I'm all for it, right? But the idea is that you have some type of routine, so that way you start your days with intention, you start your days powerfully, and you can dictate how your morning goes. All right, so here's how it goes for me, okay? I wake up like everybody else, and I go to the bathroom, okay? Woo, surprise. But here's what happens. First thing I do, after I use the bathroom, wash my hands, I brush my teeth, remove all the bacteria from the night, right? Then I drink 20 ounces of water. I've shared this before, but 75% of Americans are dehydrated. And one of the reasons they're dehydrated is because they don't start with water. They start with coffee that actually dehydrates you. Okay? So 20 ounces of water is the second thing I do. Then the third thing I do is I start to think about, okay, what does my day look like? Because if you're anything like me, I start remembering some things that I need to do. And so I start to log them. But I log them a very specific type of way. I use the 80-20 principle. So if you're not familiar with the 80-20 principle, you want to check out Richard Koch's book, The 80-20 Principle. But what I do is I ask myself, of the things coming to my mind, which of these things is the most important? Which one has the biggest impact on my day? And I put that at the top of the list, right? And I put it under high effort, high outcome. Okay, so this might be something that's difficult for me to perform, but the outcome is going to be tremendous. All right, and then any other the little small to-dos, I place them at the bottom, low effort, low outcome, but I still log them. All right, so that's the third thing I do. Now that I got my to-dos out the way, I meditate. I take some time to meditate, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however much time I have. Typically, I like to do 20, but I meditate. And then after I meditate, I read my affirmations. Now, if you've read my book, then you know what affirmations are. You know how to write affirmations. If you haven't read my book, go to slayyourgoals.com, download the book, and then you'll find a chapter on affirmations. But right here are my affirmations, okay? I got them on laminated paper, just like I put down in the book. But I read those affirmations. After that, the next thing I do is I stretch and move. Okay, so if I'm not headed to the gym, let's say it's a busy day. I don't have time to get to the gym. I typically get to the gym about 3-4 times a week, right? But if it's one of those days where I'm not, I'm at the very least going to stretch, take on some yoga movements for about 10 to 15 minutes, right? To get my blood flowing. So now I've drank water, right? I'm flushing the toxins out my body. Now I'm getting my muscle movement, right? Getting blood flowing through my body. So now when it's time to actually sit down and work, I'm alert. My energy is flowing. And by the way, it's very difficult to have a tough day or a bad start to the day after owning my morning routine. Okay. Now, here's the very last thing I do. Number 7. is once I do my stretching movement, I just visualize, how do I want my day to go? What do I see for the day? What's my next move? I visualize the next move. And then sometimes I'll even take it further on a Monday and think about the week, right? What do I want to accomplish this week? And then at that point, I'm looking at my to-dos that are based on the 80-20 principle, right? And I'm thinking about the week overall. So that's my morning routine. Number 8 on the list is to read 10 pages of the book that I'm reading after I visualize. So that's the very last thing. So 10 pages. And here's the cool thing about reading 10 pages of a book. If you read 10 pages a day within a month, you can knock out an entire book. Most books aren't over 300 pages, right? If they are, it might take you a month and a half. But nonetheless, you can knock out at the very least one book a month if you read 10 pages a day. Now, here's one piece that you should know about that. If I miss a day, right? Because when I think about my morning routine, I may hit 6 out of 8 of them. Okay? Not saying I'm perfect every time, but the idea is I'm starting with intention. But let's say I miss reading. The next day, I don't add 10 pages, so I have to read 20. I stick with the routine and I only read 10. Okay? So that's my morning routine. And then if I have extra time, I'll write down the lessons I learned from the book, things like that. I wouldn't necessarily put that in my morning routine. It's just something I like to do whenever I'm reading. But ultimately, that's how I own my mornings. And to me, that is the advantage of having a morning routine, because I get to start my day with intention. And so my week doesn't go like this, right? Monday's on a low, maybe Tuesday's a little better, Wednesday's on a low. My week stays, fairly even, right? Where I'm being productive, I'm feeling good about my days, I'm feeling good about what I'm accomplishing on a daily basis because I'm starting it with routine. So let me know how you start your mornings. If you have a routine and there's something that you do that I didn't call out, I'd love to hear it. I want to know about it. Otherwise, if you believe that other people could benefit from this, by all means, please share the love, share the stream, share the video. And be sure to tune in every Saturday evening at 10 p.m. for Inspirational Perspective Radio on WVON 1690 AM. And you can follow me on all the social media channels, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. I'm out there. So you can check me out and check out more videos just like this. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this will provide some benefit to your life. Again, my purpose is your success. Have a phenomenal day, and I hope your morning tomorrow is better than you've ever had. Have a good one.